Hi guys, me again. So this review is for something. It's not a book. It's a fan fiction. It was written by a really a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a while. I was scrolling through my you know how when you're in Safari and you do and then you get to like this where it does this. So I was scrolling through that because I had like 8 pages up, and my archive of our own was in the back, and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot I had that up. I think I may have unintentionally put it off. Reading the story itself, I had some certain feelings about the author that I wasn't I was having trouble coming to terms with, and now that I haven't seen her in a while, I was able to read through the whole thing, or at least whatever's on Archive of Our Own. I don't know if she's completed it, if it's done, or what. But I hope it's not, because what the hell, what a cliffhanger. But anyway, so it's called The Lioness, the Warden, and the Will to Survive. It's on Archive of Our Own by Onepromise. There are seems to be 9 chapters on Archive of Our Own. It's it's a fan fiction of Once Upon a Time and Harry Potter mushed together, and it's a Swan Queen fan fiction, of course. So it takes place in the Harry Potter universe, and it's from Regina Mill's point of view. Well, kind of. I mean, it's like Regina Mills is kind of the main character, but it's one of those. It's in third person, and it goes with, I don't know what it's called. What a shitty writer am I? It's like where you switch back and forth. Yeah. Where like you can switch back and forth and jump from head to head kind of thing. It was kind of like that. But like the main character was Regina. So whenever they would split, we'd always go with Regina and not with Emma, that kind of thing. But so Regina is a Death Eater working in a dungeon. I guess it's Azkaban. I don't know. I wasn't really paying that close attention. I was more interested in the story itself. But so she's, and she gets a letter from Gold to come do something, and she sends the current warden instead. Like, she convinces him, like, oh, you'd be way better at this than I would be, but you know, should leave me in charge while you're gone. And so he makes her the new warden of the dungeon, and he leaves. And the only reason why she decided not to go for Gold, per her mother's request, was because a certain Emma Swan ended up in the dungeon in the very beginning of the story. And she's like, oh my god, Emma, what did you do? But, and so it's kind of this thing where Emma is being Emma, and Regina is being Regina, and they're just going through back and forth kind of battle of wits, I suppose. But so Emma thinks, I guess, that Regina is dead or something. Like, she went missing at some point, and so everybody thinks she's dead. But so every time Regina goes in to see Emma, she wears her Death Eater mask so that Emma doesn't recognize her. Oh my goodness. But so at one point, Emma finally escapes, and she and Regina like duel, and Emma ends up winning and knocking Regina out and takes off the mask. She's just like, oh my god, and she gets captured again. And so and so Regina goes in to see her again shortly after the escape. Oh, excuse me. And they share this really passionate kiss, and Regina totally flips out, and so she goes away. And then a little later, as she's trying to avoid Emma, she goes to her office, and I'm not going to continue that sentence because that's the end of the story, and you're going to have to read the fanfiction yourself to find out what happens between the two of them at the end. But anyway, the author does this thing where she goes back and forth between present tense in the dungeon and past, not tense, oh my god, between the present in the dungeon and the past back at Hogwarts. And it was really cool to kind of, you know, watch them interact with each other when they were younger. You know what I mean? It's like that's something you don't necessarily, not necessarily, you don't get it in the TV show, right? Considering, at least during the 4th season that I'm watching now, they don't really have a chance to interact with each other because Emma's so absorbed with Elsa and the whole Anna thing and all of that. So, but I feel like, I think it was really well written. It was really witty. It made me laugh quite a bit, or chuckle at least. I'm gonna go see if I can find some more writing by this particular author because I think she does a wonderful job. I think everybody should read this. Just saying. It's on a site called archiveofourown.org, by the author named Onepromise, and the title is The Lioness, the Warden, and the Will to Survive. I'll put the link in the description box, and yeah, have a great day, everybody. Shoots.